in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
And I'm just like you.
We fulfill the prophecies.
And I'm just like you.
You might be light, I might be dark.
But I'm just like you.
We kill each other over colors.
And I'm just like you.
I'm in these ghettos, in these
And
slums.
I'm just like you.
They call you nigga, call me spit.
And I'm just like you.
You was 1619, I was 1492. We getting shot in these streets.
And I'm just like you.
We getting locked by these caps.
Welcome to FCN, Quick News of the Day. I'm your host, Officer Azaniah. And in today's news, we got...
Pastors, Christian leaders react to fatal police shooting of Dante Wright, a systemic problem.
So this is the problem that I have with some of these Christian pastors. These Christian pastors are just now acknowledging that we have a systemic problem when their predecessors, which is Martin Luther King and so on and so forth, were marching for voters' rights, for civil rights. But why does it have to take 75 to 100 years in order for you to acknowledge this problem that we have, which is the system, right? This is the reason why they do not have the answers. Go to Isaiah chapter 29 and let's read verse 10. Let's see what God says about them. Let's touch on what the Bible says. Read.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Read.
And hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers, the seers hath he covered.
So these Christian pastors, that's what God is talking about. God has covered their eyes so where they don't see the truth, neither could they give you an answer. And this is the reason why they cannot give you the answer. Go to Ezekiel chapter 22, and let's read verse 26. This is the reason why God closed your T.D. Jakes out there, your Joseph Prince, your what's her name again? The prophetess, Juanita Bynum, so on and so forth. This is the reason why God closed their eyes. Read.
Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 16. Her priests have violated my law and have profaned mine holy things. They have put no difference between the holy and profane.
Read.
Neither have they showed difference between the unclean and the clean.
So because they never showed a difference of what's right and what's wrong to the people. Read.
And have hid their eyes from my Sabbath.
So they willingly hid their eyes from God's Sabbath, from God's laws. So therefore, if you hiding your eyes from God's Sabbath, or when you're reading the Bible, you overlook or you omit certain things out of the Bible, do you think God is going to be dealing with you? No. Read.
And I am profane among them.
And God says, I am profane among them. Pretty much, God is saying that I'm hated among them because they don't want to teach the Bible. Neither is they're telling the people what's the difference between right and what's wrong. So when they're going up and telling you this is a systemic problem, you gotta look deeper in between the lines. This is what they're doing, right? Because the Christian church are starting to see that they are losing people within the Christian community, so therefore they have to tackle social justice problems or problems that deals with black people. Go back to the article. Let's continue that. Come on, pastors.
Pastors and Christian leaders took to social media this week to share their thoughts following the fatal police shooting of 20-year-old Dante Wright in Minnesota.
Then somebody else get shot in Minnesota. Then somebody had their knee for 8 minutes and 40 seconds by the police in Minnesota. And now these Christian pastors, they want to weigh in on what's going on. Where were you when Ahmaud Arbery got shot? Where were you when Fidel Castile got shot? The list goes on about a lot of our people, so many to count, so many to try to remember. Where were you? Read.
Right. The father of a 1-year-old toddler was shot during a traffic stop by veteran police officer Kim Potter, 48. Police say the killing was accidental since the officer involved claimed to have fired her handgun when she meant to deploy a stun gun, as Wright resisted arrest on Sunday.
So this is where you got to read in between the lines. This is where you got to read in between the lines. She's a veteran in the force. She has been trained time and time again to know the difference and to feel the weight of her gun, to know a difference whether it's a gun or a taser. Is it accidental? I wonder if it's accidental, because these pastors are weighing in on things that's way over their heads. Let's go to Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Let's see why we are getting shot down. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4.
Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4. Therefore, the law is slack.
Because these pastors are not teaching God's laws. They didn't put a difference between the clean and the unclean, the rights and the wrongs. Read.
Therefore, the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
And this is what we're seeing time and time over and over again. It starts becoming a conversational piece with all these Christian pastors. That's the reason why judgment is never going to go forth. God is not going to be fighting for us because we do not keep God's laws, his statutes, and his commandments. This is the reason why we're getting shot down, because these Christian pastors, this is what they love. This is why these Christian pastors, they omit things out of the law. This is why they don't want to teach you. This is the only thing they want to teach you.
Micah chapter 3 and verse 11. The heads thereof judge for a reward.
These pastors, they are judging for a reward. They are judging, so they are passing judgment, or they're going to do certain things so that way it could fill their pockets. It could align with whatever they want to do. Not God's laws, but whatever they want to do. Read.
And the priests thereof teach for hire.
And they do what?
And the priests thereof teach for hire.
That's why they have sermons about prosperity gospels, because they are teaching for hire, saying, money, come here. Read.
And the prophets thereof divine for money.
Read.
Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, is not the Lord among us?
I'm a godly man. God is with me. Look at all these riches that I have. Look at all of this that God blessed me with. When God has not been dealing with them, because they have never been able to give our people the solutions that they need to get up out of oppression. Go back to the article real quick. Come on.
Body camera footage of the incident released Monday shows Potter shouted taser before firing, then expressed surprise upon realizing she had shot right. Potter subsequently resigned from the police force. Her union said in a statement on Tuesday.
She resigned she resigned because she knew that she was going to get fired. She had to keep some of those police benefits. Come on, read.
Her union said in a statement on Tuesday. Police Chief Tim Gannon also resigned Tuesday. Gannon previously said officers stopped right around 2 p.m. Sunday because the car had an expired registration.
And a what?
An expired registration.
Read.
When officers went back to their vehicle and looked up rights information, they saw an outstanding warrant, which prompted the arrest, Gannon said.
So just going back, right? This is the reason why they don't teach the law. Because had they would have educated the young men, or our young men of the law, this would have never happened. Here's why. Go to Sirach chapter 9 and let's read verse 13. This is the reason why this keeps on happening over and over and over and over again. And it's going to keep happening until we keep God's laws. Come on.
Sirach chapter 9 and verse 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill.
Who hath the power to kill in that situation? Was it not the police? Read.
So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death.
So this is the reason why God says in Romans chapter 13 and verse 1, obey the powers of the land. Because when you watch the actual video, when you actually watch the actual footage, they had the young man in handcuffs and he decided to try to run away. Read.
And if thou come unto him,
if thou come unto the police, read,
make no fault.
Don't have outstanding warrants, or don't give them a reason to pull you over. Read.
Lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares.
In America, we are in the midst of snares where we fall into so many traps every single day that our life hangs in a balance. Read.
And that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city.
You're walking into a war zone, so you got to stay protected. What's going to keep on protecting you is God's laws.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.